If I had to choose 4 words to describe the woman we are going to speak about today, they would be powerless, foolish, mistreated, and scared. Her name is Hagar, and you can read her story in Genesis chapter 16. Hagar was a maidservant of Abraham's wife Sarah, and as a servant, she didn't have any rights of her own. She had neither wealth nor status, and really she was regarded more as property than a person. Sometime earlier, God had given Abraham a promise that a son coming from his own body would be his heir, and that through him the whole world would be blessed. Well, the promise of God seemed to be taking a very long time to be fulfilled, and Sarah couldn't see how it could or would be fulfilled because she'd been unable to have children. And so Sarah decided that they ought to take things into their own hands. She suggested to Abraham that he take her maidservant Hagar to be his wife, and that they could try to build a family through her. In the culture of the time, that was an accepted practice, but it was not the way that God had planned. In this situation, we notice that Hagar was powerless. She had absolutely no say in this matter. She was regarded as property. Sarah and Abraham were able to make decisions about her life, and she had no choice but to comply. This is what happened. And when she found out she was pregnant, she began to despise Sarah. Now, that was understandable, but it was foolish, because Sarah was never going to tolerate it. And after Sarah complained to Abraham and blamed him for the situation, Sarah then began to mistreat Hagar to such an extent that Hagar was so scared that she ran away. Hagar was an Egyptian, and when she felt that she had no option but to run away, she headed back to Egypt. She was going through the desert and was on the road to Shur by a spring when the angel of the Lord found her. This is the first time the phrase, the angel of the Lord, appears in the Bible, and it is a pre-incarnate manifestation of Jesus. We see later that it is the Lord who appeared to her in human form. Notice how the Lord found her and addresses her by name. Hagar, servant of Sarai, where have you come from and where are you going? This was not some chance discovery that was made because the angel of the Lord happened to be passing that way too. No, this was a definite case of God seeing someone in a desperate plight and coming right to where they were, purposely seeking them out. He asked Hagar where she was coming from, where she was going, because God wanted Hagar to tell her story. And after her encounter, here's what she said. You are the God who sees me. I have now seen the one who sees me. Hagar was not looking for God. She was running away from everyone, but God sought her out. We learn from this story that God is more interested in us than we can ever be interested in him. You can attempt to run away from the people who have hurt you or mistreated you or the bad things that have happened to you in this life. You might run away because you have done something foolish or you were scared, but you can never run away from God. He sees exactly where you have come from. He knows your story with all its brokenness and its pain. God sees you and he has a path for you to follow. It may not be the one you have wished for. It may be a difficult one, but you will only be free when you are following Jesus. Maybe you can relate to Hagar. Maybe you find yourself in a situation over which you have no control. Other people have made the decisions that are having a major impact on your life. Or they have maybe even made decisions about your life over which you have no control, and you feel the stress of living with it all has become unbearable. You probably haven't literally run away from it all, but you may have felt like running away from it. You may feel like you are caught in the middle of a situation and you've been treated unjustly. At times, you feel so broken by your situation that it feels to you like God has abandoned you, or at least you're invisible to God. Today, I want you to know that Jesus sees you in your desperation. He is the God who sees you. He has come to where you are. He is speaking to you and he's asking, where have you come from and where are you going to? Tell him your story. He's speaking directly to you, not to someone else, and he's assuring you that he has heard your cry. He is the one who sees you. You are not invisible to Jesus. He has heard you, he sees you, and he wants to give you direction for your life. Come to him, listen to him, let him lead you.